And it has now come time to address the elephant in the room, which is animal rescue and its inherent link with photography. This whole thing started with a dog called Zeus in the early 2000s. It was a Cocker Spaniel that I rescued. Well, I actually didn't rescue it. It was delivered to me by a friend. And he was about 14, 15 years old, and he lasted 2 more years. And that was the whole beginning of it. Now, fast forward a few decades. In the decade of 2010, I forged an association with another friend. Well, actually, it's 3 of us. It's me, Paula, and Marisela. And we started SOS Cocker Spaniel Portugal. Now, our main goal is to rescue Cocker Spaniels. But what happens is when we get to the place and we are about to rescue a Cocker Spaniel and we find another breed there, even if it is a mutt, we just cannot look away and we bring them all with us. So that is why at this precise moment at my house, I have several breeds of dogs. So right now at my place, I have 11 dogs. I have a French Bulldog, Basset Hounds, mutts, Cocker Spaniels, and American Cocker Spaniels. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's about it. And to be very, very honest with you, we kind of lost track when we reached our 60th animal that I received here at home. Now, photography plays an immense role in all this because besides documenting everything, it's a very good way to get them adopted. And another thing you can be aware of is that although it's 3 of us in this group, everything is paid out of our own salaries and out of our own credit cards. So we kind of try to make some gymnastics out of our own money because no one helps us. There is no help from the state whatsoever. We do this because we just feel that we have to do this. But getting back on track with the video, there are 2 ways that I see this. First is documentation, so I shoot animals for myself, for my own projects. And the second is I take photographs of the animals for their adoption. For their adoption, I use 2 things: high-key and low-key photography, just to make sure that the viewer gets the attention on the animal and not anywhere else. But better than talk about it, let's do a session with a female Cocker Spaniel that we received about a month and a half ago called Tita. She will be neutered. All our animals are neutered. And very, very soon she will be out for adoption. So the very first thing that I'm about to do is to choose the camera. And to me, the camera has to be a digital camera because this is to be immediately put on Facebook. So we can make the advert of the adoption of Tita. And to me, the camera is actually quite simple to choose. This is my Nikon FM. This is my Fuji. Do you see the similarities? F-stops on the lens, speeds right here, shutter button where it's supposed to be. This camera, the Fujifilm, has all the knobs and buttons exactly where they are supposed to be. There is no menus to get to these basic functions. If you're used to Nikon FM, you're in the ballpark with this one. And as I'm going for low key, I'm going to use my strobe, my Godox AD, along with the Godox trigger, which sits nicely here on top of the camera. So it's very, very easy to use. You can control the flash from here. Literally going to be like this. Schluck. And now, to make things, I know that the speed is 1:50, so I'm going to use 1:50 at f11. At 1:50, the screen is showing me a completely dark image, meaning that it's going to be the flash, the only light source which I would light my subject. For instance, have a look at this, at the microphone. The only thing that was hit by the light, it's what's going to be in the camera, so it's going to be exactly the same with my dog. So let's go up. I know that Tita, she's going to be very frightful because she is afraid of almost everything that is new to her. So she's going to be very afraid in the beginning, but then I'm going to let her smell the flash, smell the camera, and she's going to learn that none of these things are there to hurt her. So she will be just fine. And we are going to meet her right now. And actually it was a bit more complicated than I expected because she was just too afraid of the flashes and the noise of the camera. But eventually I was able to take some images of her, good enough to put her for adoption in a few weeks. But you're going to notice it. She at a certain stage is so frightened that she just asks me to embrace her, and that's what I do. I stopped her twice to embrace her and to calm her down because she was just too afraid.
Pronto, menina, pronto. Pronto. Oh, bebê. Oh, Titinha. Coitadinha da Tita. Coitadinha. You don't notice, but she's completely afraid of the camera. Pronto, Tita, pronto. Pronto. Olha, toma. Que bom. A minha Tita é muito bonita. A Tita é muito bonita.
And this is my final attempt to grab a few images with her, but she was just so afraid that she hid her head in her bed and she was refusing to move or even to look at me. Just for you to have an idea of the animals that we deal each and every day.
Ninguém, Tita. Pronto, a Tita é muito bonita. Olha, vamos lá fora? Vamos à rua? Vamos ver a rua? Vamos? Vamos ver a rua. Anda. Vamos lá.
So, many thanks for watching until the end. I've reached a goal with this channel of 500 subscribers, so many thanks to you all that subscribe and are watching this. Please, if you didn't subscribe yet, do so just by pressing the subscribe button. Many thanks. I hope you like this kind of content. I will be doing much more content because I know how I am and I'm not going to stop. Many thanks again. I hope to see you soon on another video, or as we say in Portuguese, até a próxima.